In the top right corner of my screen, I've got a notification icon, and I can see by tapping on there that Bianca's been working on the work that I sent her earlier. Now, I left her some feedback that she'd made a simple mistake about the internal angles of the triangle. She'd been using 120 degrees rather than 180 degrees, and I suggested she might want to redo that activity because I know she can get full marks here. Well, she's realised the mistake, and I can see in the assignment thread that she's left me a message, and she said that she's going to redo that activity, and this time she'll write the new answers in green. And so I can simply tap back onto that piece of learning, and here, just like that, I can see her old work, the voice notes that we left each other, and now green workings as well. I can see the progress that she's made, I can see that journey, and it's all there on the document for me. So now I can remark that piece of learning. If I want to, I could use the eraser to about my previous workings, but it's not going to erase anything that she's done, only myself as a teacher. I'm going to grab my pen, and I'll just zoom in, and I'll remark that piece of learning. And no surprise, she's got full marks now. So we need to update the grade that we set her earlier. We gave her 0 out of 8, and that's no longer true. So I'll tap the grade button at the top, and here I can make some changes. So I'll change the status to done, and then I can change the grade to 8 out of 8. I'm also going to update the feedback that I left her earlier by pressing the feedback button here. I want to leave the old feedback in place because it's good to see that journey of learning, but underneath it I can just type update and put the new comment there. That means that we can see all the different feedback that she's received, and we can see the journey she's been on. Using these tools, we've managed to move learning forwards because we've had a real-time conversation, and she's able to make those changes as soon as she's back on Showbie. Speaking of moving learning forwards, we can actually use all of these annotation tools, the digital voice notes, all of that good stuff on assessment overviews as well. So in a previous video, we talked about assessments and sharing reports, and these post-assessment reports are unique to every student with their answers on there and how they got on. And actually, because these are saved as individual PDF documents in the student's assignment, both the student and the teacher can annotate and leave feedback on these documents. One of the things that I like to do as a teacher is to leave an extension question on some of the questions that are correct. So for example, here we're talking about life on the moon, and I'm going to challenge the student by highlighting a key part of the question and leaving a written message on that page asking how NASA are going to try and achieve this goal. The student then leave their own written note, their own voice note, or they can just handwrite the answer on the page. But we're again moving learning forwards by taking the assessment that's done and complete and actually extending that learning by challenging the student a little bit more. And just like before, we have the quick marking features, so we can jump from one student straight to the next.